Story time of how our Uber took all of my friends' stuff. ID, their purse, their driver's license, like everything. Okay, so this happened the day of Paul's party, and a little background information. Me and my friend Alyssa were staying in an Airbnb together, but we were gonna go with two of our other friends to the Grove in the morning because everyone was meeting up at the Grove before his party. Since me and Alyssa had our own Airbnb together, we thought, oh, why don't our friends Sophie and Oakley just come back to the Airbnb with us after the Grove to get ready before Paul's party. So our plan was that Sophie and Oakley were gonna come pick us up at our Airbnb, and then we were all gonna go to Air One together and then walk to the Grove. While they were picking me and Alyssa up, they were gonna bring all of the stuff they needed to get ready for Paul's party though. So the plan was Sophie and Oakley were gonna take a Waymo from their hotel to me and Alyssa's Airbnb, where they would drop off their stuff and pick us up at the same time, and then we would all go to Air One together. If you don't know what a Waymo is, it's a self-driving car that they only have in LA, and you're able to like add stops to it on your drive. So basically, Sophie and Oakley added 2 stops to their trip. They were going to stop at me and Alyssa's Airbnb and then stop at Air One, where we would all go together. When the Waymo went to the first stop, which is me and Alyssa's Airbnb, Sophie and Oakley got out of the car because they were going to drop off their dress, their makeup, like everything they needed to get ready for Paul's party. Like I said before, after they dropped off all their stuff, then all of us were gonna get back in the Waymo and go to Air One together. But once they got out of the Waymo with their things to get ready, they called me telling me to come get them so they could bring their things inside. But since we were all going back in the Waymo, they just left their purse, which had their ID, their driver's license, everything, like I said. And while we were on call, all of a sudden the Waymo leaves them. It just left with all their stuff. So I come outside to get them, and then we're all just like, well, what are we supposed to do? Because they need this stuff. Like, they're on a trip. They need to go home. They need the stuff in their bags. And so Sophie's just trying to call the help or whatever, but they were literally not helping at all. Like, they were doing nothing. They were like, oh, we can't really get the car back. Like, there's not really a way we can stop it and bring it back to you. And we were like, well, what the frick? Like, we need this stuff. Eventually, the help person was like, oh, well, I actually was able to track down the car and stop it, and it's parked on the side of the street right now. And we were like, okay, so is it gonna come get us? Like, how are we getting our stuff? Basically, this lady says that she's not able to bring the car back to us, and we need to order another, like, $30 or $60 Waymo to go to this other Waymo after she just paid $60 for that Waymo. So right now we're like, okay, I mean, that's low-key expensive, but it's whatever, because, like, they need their stuff. So Sophie orders another Waymo, and we all get in the car to go to the one parked on the side of the street. When we get there, it's literally, like, parked in some ghetto freaking neighborhood. Like, we are scared. We're like, okay, so this is a little scary, but we see the Waymo parked on the side of the street. So we get out of the Waymo we were currently in, and we ran to that one. Once we all got inside that one, we were like, oh my gosh, yes, finally, like, we have our stuff, now let's go to Air One. But no. The person who was helping us calls us again, and she was like, hi, I'm so glad you guys found your stuff, but I'm sorry, you're not allowed to stay in this Waymo. And we were like, what are you talking about? Like, we're about to go to Air One. She says, well, someone else has booked the Waymo and it needs to get to its next destination, so you guys are going to have to get out of the car. And we're like, that is not happening. Like, we're about to get, like, freaking killed in this neighborhood. We are scared. And so basically, we just didn't get out. And then all of a sudden, the car started moving on its own. And we were like, what the frick? Like, where's it taking us? So then we ended up just opening the doors. That way it was forced to stop. And then she calls us again, and she's like, hi, like, I understand you're scared, but, like, you're going to need to get out, or you're going to have to order another Waymo. So we're like, what the frick? Like, what the frick? Anyways, I ended up ordering another Waymo that would take us from our location to Air One, but we did not get out of the car because we were like, there's no way we're getting out of the car here. We just sat in the car with, like, the doors cracked open. That way it couldn't move. Anyways, like I said, we're just sitting there in our Waymo with the doors cracked open so the car can't move in this ghetto neighborhood, waiting for the Waymo I ordered to come. So after we were waiting there for like 15-20 minutes, the Waymo I ordered finally came. But like I said before, the Waymo we were in started moving. So it took us to a different part of the neighborhood, but the Waymo I ordered was going to the destination we were prior to that. Okay, so once the Waymo I ordered got there, we were like, okay, like we just need to get to this Waymo and then we can finally go to Erewhon. So we got out of the Waymo we were in and ran to the other one because we were scared in this neighborhood. And then we went to Erewhon and we went to the Grove and then we came back and finally got ready and went to Paul's party. And we were all happy. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.
Everyone always tells you to not read your hate comments, but I do read them, so let's react to them. Every single one of these comments is from my new YouTube channel, by the way. This was in reply to a skit that me and my cousin made reenacting like Mean Girls. These comments always get me because the point of a skit is to reenact whatever you're reenacting. Imagine going up to an actress and being like, you were a little too good in that movie. Thank you. This comment was in response to me making a funny trending video with my boyfriend. I don't owe you an explanation, but I'm choosing to give you one. If you went through my TikTok, you would notice I do a ton of stuff for my boyfriend. You can do whatever you want for your girlfriend, but don't be mad at my boyfriend for wanting to provide for me. This little comment was left on the same video, and you clearly don't watch my content or you'd see everything that I do for my boyfriend. You are just somebody who scrolls through videos, leaving a hate comment on every single video to get a reaction, so here it is. And this user calls me a liability. Not to be rude, but you'll be a liability if we ever need to win spelling bee. What money am I taking from anybody? I pay for my own car, I pay for my own apartment, I pay for every single thing by myself as I should at my age. I don't complain about it or go leave comments.
Get ready with me while I talk about my experience being an influencer at school. If you see this on your For You page, comment For You page right now. This one guy came up to me and he was like, hey, I'm not trying to out you or anything, but I found your YouTube account. And like, I didn't know what to do because this was like my first time somebody coming to school and finding my account. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. It started happening a lot more, guys. So basically, I walk into school one day, and of course, I'm like late every day. And the office lady was like, oh, I found your TikTok and YouTube. I was like, oh. And she was like, yeah, I love watching your videos, yada, yada. She was very nice about it, but I was just like so weird. Oh, and it gets worse. For my first period class, I always get in trouble for bringing a coffee in. And this instant, she didn't like confront me or anything about it. She called my mom and she was like, oh, I think Henley's skipping class to get coffee. And I was like, what? Because my mom literally dropped me off that day with a coffee in my hand. And she was like, if Henley's TikToks are going to interfere with this, then she needs to stop doing TikTok. That's when I was doing like consistent Dutch Bros and Starbucks videos. Then I had the principal's wife come up to me and literally in front of the whole class, she was like, oh my gosh, Henley, are you still doing your drink videos? The whole class looked straight at me. And it was just like, and I know this one girl, she was like, oh yeah, I found your TikTok, I stalk it all the time. And like, I'm not friends with this girl or anything, it was just kind of random. Other than that, nobody cares, but like the encounters when people come up to me and like teachers is what's a little interesting to me. Guys, I'll clean up the mascara. But let me know what you guys think. I just feel like it's interesting on my side. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow for more videos like these, and bye guys.
Hey guys, story time of how I got scammed. So since school is like almost here and it's like almost the end of the summer, but it's not really the end of summer, I decided that I wanted to get me some pants. Well, really some clothes for school, y'all. And I came across this page on Instagram and it had some cute jeans. Like these jeans were so cute. And I'm trying to update my wardrobe, so I thought these would fit perfectly with the style I was shooting for. So I was like, okay, I seen the reviews, everybody like it. People got the stuff, like I got it, okay, boom. I'm not gonna put the brand on here because that's kind of weird. But I placed the order and a few weeks go by, it says it has been delivered. Checking your mailbox. Which I thought was weird because why would pants be in the mailbox? It was one pair of pants, y'all, so I thought it would be like, I don't know. So I went outside. I was like, oh, it's a little heavy to be some pants. It was really heavy, y'all. Like, it felt like nothing was in there. I was like, these supposed to be my pants? I opened the package. Tell me why it was this red thing in it. Let me go get it and show y'all what it is. They sent me somebody grandma's sweater. I didn't order this. I thought this was a dream. I rubbed my eyes, opened it again. I was like, I opened the package. This all in here? This all in here? Yes, this was all in there. This was indeed not what I ordered. I don't know what this is, y'all, but it wasn't the jeans out. Y'all, I was so mad, like, seriously. So I text the little thing, the little support or whatever, saying that I need a refund because this is not what I ordered. They told my son, since you already have the package, we can't deliver it to you. But this is not what I ordered. So at the end of the day, y'all, make sure y'all know what website y'all actually buying stuff on, because y'all don't never know, like, if it's a scam or not. Because I didn't know. I thought it was really legit. Hope you like this story time. Bye, guys.
Get ready with me for a sleepover while I tell you guys how I got jumped at my last sleepover. Just kidding. Y'all thought I got jumped? But I almost did actually get jumped, but this was like a couple years ago. So let me tell you guys the story. So this was like in like 4th or 5th grade. I can't really remember. And we had like a big friend group. It was like 6 of us, and we all decided to have a sleepover at this one girl's house. Okay, so basically as soon as we get there, you know, it was cool at first. And then of course 2 of the girls start arguing. I don't even know why. Me being the messy person I am, I start recording and they're not even fighting. Like, they're just arguing. So girl, put your phone down. One of the girls that got punched in the stomach and can barely breathe, she was huffing and puffing. She starts getting mad at me, talking about some, Kyle, put your phone down, why are you recording? And then the next morning she leaves us at her house. 5 of us are in the house, home alone, in her house. But now I'm best friends with the girl, so Adriana, I love you so much. Don't get offended, girl. It's just a story time. But yeah, guys, love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.
Put a finger down if last night you ask your friend if she wants to go to the movies to go see the new Clown in the Cornfield movie, and she ends up saying she'll ask her mom, and then we end up not being able to go because it's too late at night. So then she's like, do you just want to come over to my house and hang out? And you obviously say yes because there's nothing else to do and it's summer break. Her and her mom end up coming to your house and picking you and your cousin up. And then we end up going to get pizza, but for some reason I thought I'd need money, so I asked my grandma. Technically, I asked her for the money because for some reason I thought we were still going to the movies because they were going down the path where the movies is. When I get to the house, you have a slice of pizza. So it was like 4 girls. So then we're literally just hanging out and we don't notice what time it is. While we're in the car, before we end up getting home, after asking for my grandma for money, I get a call from my sister. And then once I answer that call, I'm getting yelled at by my aunts, my sister, and my grandma. They're all getting mad at me while I was out at 9 o'clock at night. I just keep telling them to calm down because I'm with an adult and I'm safe, and they just keep getting more mad. Before the call, I had asked my sister for a ride home because my friend's mom wasn't going to be able to take me home. And then she's like, I'm picking you up right now. I said, no, it's fine. Don't even come. Just stay at my grandma's. Girl ends up still coming all the way like 45 minutes away. With my cousin, might I add. And when they were doing all that, I literally had just got to their house. Like, it wasn't even that big of a deal. We were literally just hanging out. And then I'm over here getting yelled at by 3 people. So once she came all this way, I ended up unsharing my location because I was not trying to go home, okay? This sounds so bad, but I did not want to go home because I had just gone there, so I unshared my location. But they had a screenshot of my location already. Honestly, I'm making this story so much more difficult, but basically we ended up hanging out, and then I had asked her sister for a ride because my ride had fell asleep. So then her sister ended up falling asleep because we ended up hanging out till like 1 in the morning, and then I got a call from my mom, and she was really mad, and she had to pick me up, and she was asleep, and then basically I got in trouble. I'm now grounded for the rest of this week. I was trying to ground me for a month, but I can't take that.
Sorry, but these are the things I'm literally convinced people are lying about. If you say you never thought you could be on Disney Channel when you were younger, or if you say you never tried to write a song in a notebook when you were younger and thought it actually sounded good. Definitely lying if you say you never pretended to be asleep so that your parents would carry you in the house. Definitely lying if you say you never recorded yourself sing when you were younger and then like watched it back to see if you sounded good. I will say some of these probably only apply to girls. Sorry, but I don't really believe people when they say I have no regrets because there's gotta be something you do differently. Side note, I'm unfortunately dealing with all glowy makeup until my new foundation comes in, but I did just order one. Definitely lying if you say you never tried to match your breathing with whoever you're having a sleepover with. This one's kind of weird, but I also know you've done that thing where you like remember that you have to breathe, so you have to sit there and like until your body like automatically forgets about it. I've also definitely done that with blinking. Like you gotta sit there blinking every time you need to blink until your body like thinks about something else. My boyfriend's sitting here saying he's never done any of that, so maybe that is just me. I also think you're lying.
Get ready with me while I talk about how I got my phone taken away for a whole year just because I was sneaking Snapchat. This was like 7th grade, and at the time everyone had Snapchat and I wasn't supposed to, so obviously I was sneaking downloading it. I legit had this like whole routine on how I snuck it every single day, and I had like streaks that were like 200 days long. It all happened one random day. If you see this on your For You page, comment For You page and share this with your friend. When my mom was like, hey, can I see your phone? She got my phone and lo and behold, Snapchat was right there. Of course, she was like, Henley, why do you have Snapchat on your phone? And then I was like explaining to her like, oh, I'm just like snapping my friends, yada yada. And she went through my Snapchat. There wasn't even anything bad on there. Like, I wasn't doing anything wrong, nothing. It was literally just a bunch of my friends. And basically, they took away my phone for a whole year. And then when I did get it back, I had to have all the screen time on it. Like, she could literally see what I was on, like what app I was on with this. Moral of the story, don't sneak Snapchat. Follow for a part 2 because I did the same thing in 8th grade. And oh, there's so much tea with that. Guys.